Hi everyone, Melissa here. I've not been live that much, but I'm trying to make an effort. We'll see how we go. Say hi, Manaya. Hello. Now she's going to want the phone for the rest of my life. So I thought I would do this live on what it's like to be paid my salary in Bitcoin, because I had a really cool conversation with another Kiwi family. Can you believe it? We are in the middle of nowhere, and there's another family here from New Zealand the other day at the swimming pool. So we were having this chat and we're just talking about, I guess Bitcoin in itself and the monetary system. And I guess if you've not gone into it, I can't do that on this live because I'll be here talking for the next hour and a half. But being paid in Bitcoin is pretty cool and interesting, because I talked about that on my post last night. Oh my gosh, my memory is shot. And I guess there's not a lot of people in the world that get all of their salary paid in Bitcoin. There's a few of us, but not that many. And it's different. It's actually really different. It makes you be a lot more of an organized person for the most part, except for sleep deprived me. The reason for that is, so when your salary is paid in Bitcoin, obviously you are, I guess, a little bit at the mercy of what's going on in the Bitcoin space, and you kind of have to be a little bit prepared. You kind of know what time you're going to get paid, and you keep an eye on that. And you, instead of getting, like waking up in the morning and you've been paid, you get a little chinkle chinkle. And if you know what app I'm using, you know what app I'm using, right? You hear the Bitcoin drop in and you get the little chinkle chinkle that tells you that it's there. And I guess for me, it's hard. I've become such a stingy person because of it. We were talking about the time preference, and if you get paid in a regular salary and you work in a normal job, and if you're like a normal person, which I'm kind of gonna guess that majority of the people that follow me here are not really like normal people for the most part. No offense to anyone that is doing a normal life, because I mean, if you're loving it, that's cool. But I guess, for a lot of normal people, it's like, you buy your new iPhone each year, or you get a new car, or upgrade your car, or do a reno on the house, or buy a newer house or a bigger house, or, reno the, I don't know, whatever, investment house and sell that, or whatever, you're always, a lot of normal people are, doing society stuff, which is what we've kind of been taught. That's what success looks like. Whereas for me, I get paid in Bitcoin and then I don't want to spend it, because I'm constantly living in that moment of what that value is going to be like in like 5 to 10 years. And I guess the really interesting part, that we were having this conversation, and our friends that we've just met, they have a little bit of Bitcoin, and they're just like, but what if we needed some of that? And I'm like, yeah, but you have to really sum it up. Like, what would you need more than enough to want to sell the Bitcoin? And this is where it gets interesting, right? Because, like a normal person will buy a new phone each year, or, at least every couple of years or whatever. And that's okay. But then if you think about it, if you're getting paid in Bitcoin, you don't want to part $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to buy a phone. Like, why would you want to do that? That $1,000 of Bitcoin could be worth like any amount in 10 years down the track. You can't even imagine what that could be worth in 5 or 10 years. So it's a real mind bender, because you become really conscious about what you're spending money on, where you're wasting it. You really don't want to go and waste it on anything, because you're always constantly considering what the future value of that would be. So it makes me quite I'm very, very tired. I don't like spending it. My son's always asking me to buy him Robux for Roblox. If you're a mum, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be like that guy. So there's a guy called Laszlo, and he was the guy that bought the first pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. I think he bought 2 pizzas, and that Bitcoin's now worth like a small fortune, And I don't want to wake up one day and be like, oh, I bought $10 of Robux, and now it's worth like, $3 million or something ridiculous like that. Like, and that's it. So there's always this thing in the back of your mind when you're getting paid in Bitcoin, of the future value of it. And something I sort of said to our friends that we've met is, if you look at it, like if you were thinking of in terms of buying like a big asset, like say for instance a house, if you look at a house in terms of a graph over the period of time, and say like, over 10 years the value of a house is growing exponentially, and it's going to cost you more and more money. If you look at that same graph in terms of Bitcoin, it's actually, my daughter swiped my screen, it's actually gone down in value. So the amount of Bitcoin you need to buy a house actually reduces over time. So I'm sort of like, you know, what if you own a little bit of Bitcoin, rather than wanting to spend it straight away, you could hold it and then in 10 years pay a fraction of that Bitcoin for the same kind of house or whatever that thing is that you might want. So I guess if you're looking at it as short term, it's hard because it's volatile and it changes all the time, and it's you know, you have to sort of budget a little bit because you don't want to get paid and then like next day it's like dropped off by $10,000 or something ridiculous, and that has happened all in the learning curve. But you know, you really become quite conscious of what you waste your money on, and I think it's quite a cool thing. It's one of the reasons I love Bitcoin. I think, you know, consumerism and I guess our modern culture really doesn't align with Bitcoin in a lot of ways, because if you have something that's going to dramatically increase in value over 10 years, you are less likely to go and buy that new TV every year or upgrade your couch or your furniture when it really doesn't need it, because you're going to be thinking, oh my gosh, what is that $1,000 or $2,000 worth of Bitcoin going to be worth in 5 years? You're constantly going to be thinking, I don't want to waste that. You're constantly going to be thinking, well, what if that's worth, you know, 10 or 5 or 10 times more than what it's worth now? And so it would very dramatically slow the consumer culture. It would change a lot of things. And I think in life, and the life that we live, it's all a good thing. But you know, people like me are ready for it. Not everybody is. It's a really different way of life, but I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love to get paid in Bitcoin. I feel so privileged and lucky to be one of the small handful of people around the planet that do get paid, you know, every fortnight in Bitcoin. Yeah, if you ever have the option to do it, 100% jump in and make sure you understand it. I think that's the most important thing. If you ever have the opportunity to earn in Bitcoin, go and learn a lot about it and understand what it is you're receiving, because you're not just receiving some debt-backed money that the government's printed off. You're not just receiving you know, the government's credit line. You are receiving a real amazing, it's more than an asset, it's more than a transactional thing. It's, oh, she wants some of that love. It's more than anything. I think the best thing you can ever do if you have an opportunity to get paid in Bitcoin is just go learn about it. Read books like the Bitcoin Standard, the Fiat Standard, read the books by Michael Saylor and all the others. Just learn about what it is, and you'll be incredibly grateful to be paid on something like this. It's incredible. So yeah, I thought they should do a live on that because it's really different and probably next to no one. I don't know if there's anyone even on my friends list that gets paid in Bitcoin. If you get paid in Bitcoin, hit me up. I'd love to chat. But yeah, I don't think many people that I know get their full salary paid in Bitcoin. It's a very rare thing. I'm very much a unicorn life, right? Anyway, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. There's Manaya. She's making cute noises. Say goodbye to everybody. Yeah, goodbye. My husband's over there playing our guitar, his guitar. Well, not his guitar. And we've got the beautiful, what is the word, olives and almonds behind us. And the sun's going to set shortly, so it's going to be pretty out here soon. Alright, I hope you're having a good one, and I'll try and do another live sooner or later. I'm going to get to it, have a moment of inspiration. Take care, and looking forward to seeing what you all have to say about being paid in Bitcoin. See you later.